Trojan family, Trojan gang, fight on forever us in the building. And this week is game week. We about to preview USC versus Michigan and the keys to that game, right? So this matchup has flip-flop, right? This matchup has flip-flop. Before the season, Michigan looked like the favorite. This looked like one of them L's that you might count on USC resume, right? And the dub for Michigan, right? But now, that's why you play the games. And as the season is played out, the first couple games, USC looks like a much better team than Michigan. And now USC is favored in Vegas to win this game. Well, the keys to this game, the most important factors to this game is this. This is what it's going to come down to for the most part. Can USC force Michigan to pass? Right? Michigan don't want to pass the ball. They quarterback, he's not ready, but they don't have nobody else better, so they have to play him. I took a look at the kid's stats, right? The last game he played, he was 11 for 14. And you think, okay, 11 for 14, that's pretty efficient. That's pretty decent, right? But his 3 incompletions was 3 interceptions, right? And then you look at his completions to his yards, it's a lot of dink and dunk. He ain't pushing the ball down the field. He's not ready to read the second level and the third level of the defense. So he could dink and dunk. But when it's time to push to the second and third levels down the field, he struggled with reading that. So when he make a mistake, it's a crucial mistake because it's a struggle read. He don't know what he's seeing. He's not ready mentally yet. At least in the first couple games when you watch Michigan play, he has trouble reading the defense, right? So that will fit right into the Anton's Lynn defense. Pin your ears back, exotic coverages, force the quarterbacks to make a mistake. USC should at least get 1 pick this game, right? USC should be able to confuse this quarterback and should be able to dominate the pass game outside of the dink and dunk. There shouldn't be too many completions with the ball is in the air more than 10 or 15 yards down the field, right? This kid has been struggling to read defense, so I definitely like that matchup. If USC could force Michigan to pass, USC gonna have a great chance of winning this game. I also want to see USC keep up that trend that Michigan got going. They have a lot of 3 and outs. So I want to see a lot of 3 and outs giving the ball back to our offense. I want to see us win the time of possession. Because that's how Michigan could beat us if they control the ball, time of possession. Well, they had a lot of 3 and outs. And when you get 3 and outs, you're not having time of possession. So let's keep that trend going, force them to 3 and outs, and let us have the long, driving, time-consuming drives. That'll be crucial. Force them to pass, get the defense off the field, 3 and out, get our offense on the field. On the flip side, when USC got the ball, the key is the same thing, but in kind of like reverse. Can USC run, right? Can USC run the ball to be balanced, right? Now, Michigan defense ain't really that bad, right? Michigan defense really ain't that bad. They offense is the one that struggles with all them 3 and outs, putting their defense, keeping their defense on the field, keeping their defense in horrible conditions. But I feel like they can compete. They got Will Johnson back there. He could lock up one of the receivers on SC. He's an NFL-ready cornerback, probably the first cornerback that's going to be taken off the board in the NFL draft, Will Johnson, right? So I feel like Michigan want to do the same thing that SC. Make us at least not a balanced team, right? They got to take away something. They can't give USC both, right? So the way USC offense been looking, if anything, it probably is the offensive line run blocking. The offensive line that looked that great run blocking against LSU. And I seen South Carolina go ham on LSU, right? So our offense is a question mark, if any. I feel like our defense is a sure thing. So Michigan do have a chance if they could stop the run and pin their ears back and let Mason Graham and Michael Grant get after the quarterback. So when you make a team one-dimensional, you have a chance. Now the key is, can Michigan stop the run and get pressure on the quarterback just rushing forward, right? Miller Moss has been excellent against the blitz. You don't necessarily want to blitz Miller Moss or Lincoln Riley. That's when they gonna cook. That's when big plays is gonna pop. So can Michigan get pressure with just a 4-man rush? Can they stop the run with just a 7-man box? That gonna be the key. USC need to at least be able to average 4.5, 4.2 yards a carry. And that's not just the score, but time of possession. I want to make sure that USC is winning the time of possession battle, because that's what I think Michigan is going to do. They know their offense ain't lethal and it ain't prolific. It's one-dimensional. They know they probably ain't finna win no shootouts. So if you ain't equipped for a shootout, what are you going to do? You're going to want to shorten the game with the run game, and you also going to want to stop the other team from running the ball. You're going to want to control the time of possession. The lesser team, the team with their bigger weakness, like a big glaring weakness at quarterback, that's what you want to do. The more snaps for your quarterback, the more throws he got to make, the better for the other team, right? So you want to shorten the game, because the longer the game, eventually the cream is going to rise to the top, right? So USC need to run game on them and keep the balls out of their hand, right, and to wear on them, because the Michigan D-line is still elite with Mason Graham and Michael Grant over there. They still got 2 or 3 NFL caliber D linemen over there. So if they can make this a trenches game and win the trenches where USC got the ball, then they got a better chance, right? If USC is balanced, they have no chance, because USC, if they got a balanced attack, they at least gonna score 30 plus points. Now, if USC ain't got a balanced attack, not converting third downs, then they have a chance to win the game, right? They have a chance to hold USC under 30, right? They could hold USC under 30. They could hold us under 30 if they controlling the ball with Donovan Edwards, right? And they're stopping our run game and putting all the pressure on our pass game. All that pressure on the pass game, eventually Mason Graham, Michael Grant, they probably start to eat and maybe start to get to our quarterback. Maybe Will Johnson can make a play, right? That's what you want to do. You got to take away something, and that's their best bet. I don't feel like they could take away our passing game, all the receivers we got, the play calling we got. So that's futile, right? The way to slow down this USC offense is to make them one-dimensional. We wasn't able to really get a great running game going against LSU. We got held on the 30. One of the reasons we got held on the 30, we only got one possession in the first quarter, right? It was 3 possessions in the first quarter. LSU had 2. When you only had 1, they was holding the ball, right? And they was able to run the ball, move the chain. So that's why USC got to make them one-dimensional and don't let them run the ball to run the clock and to limit our offense, right? That's the best defense, is a time-consuming offense. Don't get it twisted. The best defense is a time-consuming offense, right? So that's what they're going to try to do. So we got to beat that. I feel like we want to run, build our chops, because our passing game gonna be there when we need it, and we need it to make plays. But every time Miller Moss drop back to pass, we don't want him passing against 8 men in coverage, 7 men in coverage, because they don't respect our run. See, if they start stuffing the run, they gonna stop respecting it, right? And in second and third downs, they definitely, and even on first downs, they definitely gonna be dropping 6, 7 guys back there in coverage, right? So as a quarterback, you don't want to drop back there and see 7 guys in coverage and 4 guys rushing you and getting pressure with just the 4. That's Michigan way of winning this game. If they could neutralize that run, right, Woody Marks and Quentin Joyner, and make this a 4 rush, 7 in coverage game, then they have a chance. They have a chance. So it's critical that USC establish the run, and it's critical that they stop the run, because the run on the both sides of the ball is the only way Michigan gonna win. They ain't gonna win with they skilled players, right? They gonna win with the trenches. That's the only way they can win. They skilled players don't match up with our skilled players. They got Will Johnson, but we got 5 wide receivers, right? They skilled players don't match up with our skilled players. They got decent wide receivers, but we got NFL level corners, right? And safeties, right? So they got to win this game in the trenches. So USC got to be ready to at least do enough. We ain't got to rush for 100 yards, but we need to be effective when we do run. At least 4.55 yards a carry, right? At least 4.5 or better. Then we'll be decent. But it can't be 3.5 yards a carry, you know what I'm saying? It got to be 5 or better, and we in a great position. If we could get it up to 5 yards a carry, I feel like our offense gonna hum and be able to hold the ball. And if our defense do what we got to do is stop the run, we'll be able to get a lot of 3 and outs. This quarterback is not converting a lot of third down, especially if they behind the sticks. He can convert that 3rd and 2nd and 3rd, but he challenged. It gonna be in USC favor heavily if it's 3rd and 7 and more. We should be able to get off the field. And when we getting off the field, when we on the field, we need to hog that ball, right? Because their offense is already challenged, right? So if we got the time of possession, that's less time for their offense to do anything. So we should be able to hold this team under 13 points. 14 points should be the max. 14 points should be the max. If this go how it should go, USC able to stop that run, right? Force them to pass, and USC able to get their run game going. Michigan, there's no way they score more than 2 touchdowns. It's no way. They shouldn't be able to run the ball downfield with no passing game more than 2 times and score a touchdown. And the way our defense been looking, and Danton Land and our defensive line, I don't think that's going to happen. The only way they put up more than 14 points and start scoring if we can't stop they run, right? Because they pass game is not going to hurt us, right? Unless we selling out for the run, right? Only way they pass game is going to hurt us is they running all over us, then they play action, boom, boom, get single coverage, hit something over the top, right? So if everything go right, it could easily be an easy, comfortable win for USC, right? So to me, I feel like the defense gonna be there. I feel like it's gonna make Michigan quarterback challenge. He struggled, right? He ain't faced a D coordinator as great as Danton Land yet. So if these other D coordinators make him look pedestrian, I'm pretty sure he gonna look pedestrian against us. So really it's gonna finna come down to that USC offense versus that Michigan defense. If USC could score 30 plus points, this should be an easy win, right? But it got the potential to be a close game, because it got the potential Michigan might can control the trenches, right? We was tested against LSU. Our defensive line was tested against LSU. Now this game, our offensive line is going to be tested against Michigan. If we don't be careful, if our offensive line ain't on their A game, the Michigan D-line can wreck this game and change the complexion of this game and give Michigan the favor. It's a thin line between this game. It could easily be USC by 2-3 touchdowns or more, or it could easily be Michigan in the close one, right? So what y'all think? What's y'all keys to the game? This is what I'm looking at, the run game on both sides of the ball. Both teams' run defense gonna matter the most in this game, especially USC's, right? So until then, man, it's Carter Sports, it's Trojan City, it's SC. So let's go.